The United States is undertaking its most significant military reinforcement in the Middle East since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. This substantial force deployment is aimed at increasing pressure on Iran to return to nuclear negotiations, while also discouraging further regional unrest in the wake of the regime's lethal suppression of domestic protests. The United States has established a massive military presence near Iran, centered on the power of two carrier strike groups, the USS Abraham Lincoln CSG and the USS Gerald R. CSG. The naval force is bolstered by advanced fighters such as F-22 Raptors and F-35 Lightning IIs, which have been put on heightened state of readiness across different bases in the region. Further, to maintain high-intensity operations, the Pentagon has integrated a fuel bridge of KC-46A and KC-135 tankers alongside airborne command and control units, creating a sustained and highly mobile combat infrastructure in the region. Open-source intelligence is now indicating USS Georgia is at Iran's doorstep. As per unconfirmed reports, it is operating discreetly in or near the Persian Gulf region under U.S. Central Command. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why presence of USS Georgia near its shores is nightmarish news for Iran. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted and fastest VPN brand that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte. NordVPN provides a 256-bit encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy and also enables you to access contents that are blocked based on geolocation. Its threat protection system helps you avoid phishing, scams, and malware. NordVPN application is available for all the major platforms as well as browsers. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive saving by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. USS Georgia is a nuclear-powered submarine of the Ohio class, one of the largest and most capable undersea platforms operated by the U.S. Navy. The Ohio-class fleet originally comprised 18 boats. Of these, 14 serve as ballistic missile submarines, SSBNs, forming the sea-based leg of the U.S. nuclear triad, while 4 were later converted into guided missile submarines, SSGNs, optimized for conventional strike and special operations missions. A key policy shift came with the 1994 Nuclear Posture Review, which concluded that maintaining 14 SSBNs would adequately meet U.S. strategic deterrence requirements. This assessment freed 4 of the oldest Ohio-class hulls for repurposing. Consequently, the Navy selected USS Ohio, USS Michigan, USS Florida, and USS Georgia for conversion into SSGNs. Beginning in late 2002, these submarines underwent extensive modifications to replace their ballistic missile role with large-capacity conventional strike and special operations capabilities. All 4 returned to operational service by 2008 in their new configuration. Physically, USS Georgia measures about 560 feet, 170 meters in length, and has a submerged displacement of roughly 16,764 tons. Propulsion is provided by a single General Electric S-8G nuclear reactor driving 2 steam turbines, producing up to approximately 60,000 shaft horsepower. This nuclear propulsion plant enables the submarine to achieve speeds in the vicinity of 25 knots, around 46 kilometers per hour or 28 miles per hour. Because it is nuclear-powered, the vessel's operational range is effectively unlimited, with endurance constrained mainly by crew provisions rather than fuel requirements. USS Georgia carries a comprehensive suite of sensors designed to support navigation, surveillance, and combat operations. Its surface search, navigation, and fire control functions rely on the BPS-15A I-J-band radar. The submarine's acoustic detection capability is anchored by the IBM BQQ-6 passive search sonar, complemented by Raytheon BQS-13 and BQS-15 high-frequency active passive sonars. Long-range underwater surveillance is enhanced by the Western Electric BQR-15 passive towed array, while the Raytheon BQR-19 active sonar supports precise navigation. Visual observation and targeting are handled through Kollmorgen Type 152 and Type 82 periscopes, rounding out a robust sensor architecture suited for modern undersea warfare. USS Georgia carries a formidable and highly flexible weapons load designed to support both anti-ship warfare and precision land attack missions. As an Ohio-class guided missile submarine, SSGN, it combines heavyweight torpedoes for undersea combat with a very large inventory of cruise missiles for long-range strike. The submarine is equipped with four 21-inch, 533 millimeters, torpedo tubes located in the bow. These tubes primarily deploy the Mark 48 heavyweight torpedo, the U.S. Navy's principal submarine-launched anti-ship and anti-submarine weapon. Mark 48 is capable of engaging targets at ranges of roughly 50 kilometers, 31 miles, and can operate at depths exceeding 1,200 feet, 365 meters. It carries a high-explosive warhead weighing about 650 pounds, 290 kilograms, and even a single successful hit can severely damage or disable a large surface combatant. The torpedo is engineered for effectiveness in both deep ocean and complex littoral environments and incorporates sophisticated countermeasure features that help it defeat enemy decoys and evasive maneuvers. USS Georgia's most striking offensive capability, however, lies in its massive cruise missile battery. Following its conversion to the SSGN role, the submarine was outfitted to carry up to 154 BGM-109 Tomahawk cruise missiles housed in multiple vertical launch modules. This configuration gives the platform an exceptional ability to deliver sustained conventional strikes from long standoff distances. The Tomahawk itself is a long-range, all-weather, subsonic cruise missile originally developed in the 1970s by General Dynamics. Over the decades, the weapon family has evolved through numerous upgrades and variants, including air-launched, submarine-launched, and ground-launched versions, with both conventional and nuclear payload options historically available. Unlike rocket-powered missiles, Tomahawk uses a liquid-fueled turbojet engine, which provides significantly greater range for its size. Its relatively low subsonic speed allows efficient low-altitude terrain-following flight profiles, making the missile more difficult for radar systems to detect and intercept. Depending on the specific model, Tomahawk's maximum range can reach approximately 1,550 miles, 2,500 kilometers. Continuous modernization has kept the missile relevant, with Block 5 representing the latest major upgrade standard currently in service. Block 5 is fielded in two principal variants. The Block 5A, commonly referred to as the Maritime Strike Tomahawk, incorporates a new multi-mode seeker that enables it to engage moving maritime targets such as enemy surface combatants. It also supports in-flight retargeting via networked updates, significantly improving flexibility in dynamic combat environments. Its warhead configuration is optimized for anti-ship lethality. The Block 5B variant introduces the Joint Multi-Effects Warhead System, JMEWS. First announced in 2010 and successfully tested in 2014, this two-stage warhead combines blast fragmentation effects with enhanced penetration capability. This design allows a single missile type to defeat a broad spectrum of targets, ranging from soft assets like parked aircraft to hardened structures such as reinforced bunkers. During testing, the precursor charge created an entry hole in reinforced concrete large enough for the follow-through penetrator to breach the structure and pass through multiple witness plates, demonstrating its effectiveness against fortified targets. Together, the Mark 48 torpedoes and large Tomahawk inventory make USS Georgia one of the most heavily armed conventional strike submarines in the world, capable of delivering stealthy undersea attacks as well as high-volume precision strikes ashore or at sea. The tensions have elevated greatly in the last few weeks. The U.S. military recently shot down an unmanned Iranian drone after it aggressively approached a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier with unclear intent, as per U.S. Central Command spokesman. The spokesman added, USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72 was transiting the Arabian Sea approximately 500 miles from Iran's southern coast when an Iranian Shahed-139 drone unnecessarily maneuvered toward the ship. U.S. aircraft carriers deployed in the region are frequently shadowed by Iranian drones and manned aircraft as part of routine surveillance activity. Few days ago, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, threatened the U.S. military, stating on X, The Americans constantly say that they've sent a warship toward Iran. Of course, a warship is a dangerous piece of military hardware. However, more dangerous than that warship is the weapon that can send that warship to the bottom of the sea. While a number of videos posted earlier, we have stated that U.S. Navy warships are well protected and there is very limited chance of Iran being able to cause any harm, the scenario becomes even more lopsided when it comes to a SSGN. Unlike surface vessels and fighter jet bases, a nuclear-powered submarine like USS Georgia is almost impossible to neutralize since they remain elusive to the praying eyes of military satellites or drones. Iranian air defenses are limited. With 154 Tomahawks, especially the Block 5B variant, USS Georgia would be able to inflict massive damage, and Iran has no way to counter it.